The province of Punjab in India used to be the country's granary. It's the home of Norman Borlaug's Green Revolution in the late 1960s. Today, large parts of that province suffer from severe groundwater depletion. In fact, some of the stocks of groundwater have been permanently damaged. In the Philippines, we have the Caloocan, Malabon, Navotas area where land subsidence due to over-extraction by deep wells has been observed. A quick word about climate change. Its impact on water will be essentially twofold. One, the scale and extent of droughts and floods will change. Two, uncertainty will become a fact of life. So unless we have rational and equitable water management regimes in place at river basin level, we are likely to see conflicts among those basins, between industries, between other users, and between local governments. June is the start, as we know, of the cropping season for rice in the provinces of Bulacan and southern Pampanga. But with the onset of El Nino, the water level in the Angat reservoir is now too low to allow about 20,000 rice farmers in these provinces to plant in June. Water is prioritized for energy and domestic use, but this will impact negatively on farmers who subsist only on 2 cropping seasons a year. And of course, there will be a shortfall in grain output as well. Could better planning and management at basin level have avoided such a situation? Yes, absolutely, and particularly if water allocation efficiencies are improved through economic pricing. What role can the corporate world play in enhancing water use efficiencies? The principles and objectives of water resources management are taking on a visibly more important role in a number of industries, not simply as business ventures, but as an integral part of the sustainability of their long-term operations. These industries include power plants, mining concerns, sports and leisure industry, and the food and drink industry. Water reuse, recycling, and impoundment are all becoming part of the corporate sector's endeavor to reduce its water footprint. Corporate social responsibility, or creating shared value, which we're talking about today, is not simply a question of adopting a couple of villages and ensuring that their water needs are sustainably met. It is essentially a question of explicitly recognizing water's social and economic value and demonstrating efficiencies in water use right through the production or service process. If the volume of water used in a business is returned to nature's hydrologic cycle, that, in my mind, would qualify for shared value creation. Technology and innovation are clearly central to improved water management. Again, the corporate sector has to be at the forefront of this initiative. Pressurized systems of irrigation are already proving a success in large parts of Mindanao for high-value crops. In India, McKinsey's have estimated an annual market worth $53 billion just for electromechanical irrigation systems by 2030. Improved seeds, water loss reduction technologies, low-cost, high-efficiency wastewater management systems, wastewater reuse technologies, and so on are the kinds of areas in which the corporate sector must seize the initiative to support demand management measures. Private investments, both financial and managerial, in water resources management will be central to determining the level and extent of efficiency enhancements. Public sector cannot and need not be the sole investor in the provision of water services. The examples of Manila Water and Maynilad in terms of efficiencies in managing the city's water and sanitation systems are extremely well known. But the Philippines also has other examples of private participation where success has been built on the backs of small private investments. In part, for example, a small water service provider has entered into a number of contracts with various local governments, and they now provide water for over 70,000 families in various parts of Luzon and the Visayas, and thereby generate numerous positive impacts for their consumers. So what have I tried to do in these few minutes is essentially to give you a flavor of the water crisis that we are confronted with and the choices that we have, particularly in the Philippine context. Let me close by saying that managing our water future is very much a function of the choices that we make today. The private sector, whether in industry, agriculture, or elsewhere, is central to the transformation of water agendas everywhere. When it participates fully in this transformation, it creates the shared value in the one resource on which our lives completely depend. Thank you very much for your attention.